All right, I'm all the way up here at like Y1000, and I want to bomb that little pumpkin patch on that tiny little island down there, you see? And try to position myself directly over it. So, look at my minimap, I'm just to the right of it now. So I'm gonna use this thruster on the side, just push left. All right, we're almost there. It's just about right. Go forward just a little bit more. All right, that looks good. So now I'll press L on my keyboard and drop my bombs. And then let me just teleport down there and see if we hit it. You can see my bombs falling. And you can see they're going so fast. And a lot of them are just phasing through the ground because I'm so high up. But yeah, a direct hit. So yeah, this is my high altitude, high precision bomber. You can see it runs on these ion thrusters, which use forge energy from these accumulators from Crafts and Additions. The thrusters are from Propulsion, and those are the main mods. There's some other add-ons that I also use in this, but it is completely just hovering using this redstone levitite. You can use normal levitite as well. This just allows me to turn it on and off. It has thrusters going in all directions, so I have control of 6 degrees of freedom. So I can go forward, backward. Here, let me hop in. It's also like built sideways, so it's like really clunky to control unless you go in the unlock contraption camera. But so yeah, you can go forwards, backwards, left and right, and then you can also pitch up, down. Then you can yaw left and right, and you can even roll left and right like that. Although you don't really need to do that very much because it's pretty stable with the levitite. So it has like just perfect control, and the only thing is that it pitches a little bit upwards as you go forward, but that's not too hard to control. And the reason I built it like this with all these thrusters is so that you can go to such high altitudes, because any like wings or propellers stop working at around like Y300 because there's no air pressure. So that's why I use all these thrusters, because they work at any altitude. They don't rely on air pressure at all. So theoretically, you could just go as high as you want. And yeah, the reason you want to go so high is to be a bomber, so that they can't see you way up there. You're going to be way out of render distance, so they'll never see you coming. And then you just drop a million bombs on them. In fact, you probably don't want to go that high because, as you saw, the physics gets a little bit wonky and stuff just starts phasing through the ground. But if I'm here at like Y400, it's still way too high for anyone to see me. I can drop some bombs, and then if I go to the ground, yeah, you can see. Alright, so let's try to go hit another target. I set up a nice target over here. You can see it goes pretty fast as well. It's not really meant for raw speed, but it does go pretty fast with these 2 thrusters. So you see I set up a target down there. Let's see if I can hit it. I should be able to hit a direct bullseye every time because it's so stable. And you can just maneuver it perfectly in the air. So I'm looking at my minimap again. Yeah, I'm lining up just right. Go backwards. Line up just directly over the target. Bam. Perfect. All right. Then I press my bombing button. And let's see. Bang. Perfect bullseye. All right, so a few more details about this build. Okay, the reason I have the light blue and the dark blue is just so you can tell which side is the front. Otherwise, it's really hard to tell. I've got 2 big accumulators here, so 36 million FE each. That'll last you quite a long time. There's no way to recharge directly on it. You just have to like grab a docking connector, just like slap it on the side, and then take it off when you're ready to fly. But I think it's not too big a deal because it lasts a long time anyway. And then we have this accumulator just feeds all of its power into this one. So this is the main one. It just makes it a little bit simpler. So all the wires go from this accumulator to all the different engines. This one is just for extra storage. Then on the back, you can see all these random redstone links. These don't actually do anything. The reason they're there is to just balance out these ones on the front that actually do stuff. So this one controls our deployers. This one has our pulse timer for the pistons. And I'll tell you why those are important. And this one is for our redstone levitite. Yeah, these have to go on the front because this whole thing is built vertically like this. And that's so that the accumulators can be this shape, because they only stack vertically like that. So everything had to be built a little bit wonky because of that, mainly for these redstone components. So I just had to balance them out. And so I made everything pretty much perfectly balanced. The front and back, again, you can see how symmetrical it is. It's because it's just perfectly balanced. Even like this seat, I had to pick a different kind of seat from the normal one, because this is normal weight and the typewriter is normal weight, but a normal seat is light. So that would make the balance uneven. And then also some random things like this guy controls our deployers. I balanced it out with this on the back, this link relay. This isn't actually necessary, it just helps with linking up your redstone frequencies. And so the way the bombing works, if I were to disconnect these redstone links, I also have them copied on the back here just for weight again. So if I turn it on without the pistons, see it just places once, and these just stay here. Even though they're not connected to anything, they're still treated as part of the same sublevel. So you have to update them to actually drop them. And so if I turn on the pistons, then that's what they're for. Also, if you're wondering, the reason I'm using TNT and the high explosive shells is just to get bigger explosions. You could just use TNT and it would work fine. So let's go bomb another target. How about that weird tall island out there in the ocean? All right. So let's go up to high altitude. Just go straight up like this. Let's do like 500. All right, getting close. And again, I can just look at the mini map to position myself accurately. All right, there, I'm just to the right of it now. And slow down backwards. It's just so nice to control. All right, and then I can just move directly sideways, right over the little island. And that's actually just hit the tree. All right, just like that. And bombs away. You see the damage. Looks like some of the explosions shot off the other side. But yeah, made a huge hole. Looks like some of them didn't actually explode, because the TNT probably, went in a different direction. All right, let's go in for a landing next to all my planes. Oh. Perfect. And I can turn off my levitite. And then to click on the typewriter, you have to like look at the back here, because you're like upside down. So again, the way you refuel it is you just take a docking connector, just stick it on somewhere, and then just connect it up to this back accumulator, and then find your power source and just hook it up like that. And then this will power that, and this will send its power forward to this. Although this one is broken right now. There, I fixed it. So now storage goes from here into here. You can see this one's the one charging. But then when you're done, you just disconnect and you just take that off, and it's ready to go. So since this thing uses so many different mods, and most of them aren't really necessary, I made another version that uses only the mods that are absolutely necessary. So it'll just be crafts and additions and the thrusters. I took out like all the copycats and all the like decoration stuff. And so yeah, these blocks you can replace with pretty much anything. I just used the hot air envelopes because they're super light. Yeah, I switched out some of the frequencies because I used weird modded items in some of the frequencies. And then the other thing, since I don't have this thing, I had to use more redstone links. So all these ones on the back I'm actually using now. Then I also set up a few more on the top here. I had to support this one with string so to not obstruct this thruster as much. It's already by default obstructed only to 80% efficiency. That's because it just hits this, which is kind of unavoidable. Other than that, it works just about the same as normal. You can still go up, go forward. You have all the same controls. The balance is theoretically a little bit off because of the seat, which is a little bit lighter than the typewriter. And then the overall weight is going to be different. It'll be a lot lighter because it's missing all those extra decorative blocks. So if you want to play with this for yourself, you can download it in the schematic in the description. So if you do download the schematic for yourself, there are going to be some things that you will have to do. So for one, the wires won't be attached. So you can just attach those all yourself. This one coming out of this accumulator just goes straight into the center of here. And then everything else is just attached to this. So I have like this connector going to these ones. This one goes to these ones. And then this one on the top goes to all the ones in the front. And the one on the bottom goes to all the ones on the back, as well as the electric motor that powers the deployers. You'll also have to realize that the Levitite, won't be placed by default in survival. So if you're making it in survival, you probably have to place your Levitite first, and then set up your schematic cannon. Otherwise everything won't be attached. But yeah, that's about it. So let's just bomb one last thing before I go. Let's hit this village. Let's do it from a bit of a lower altitude this time so you can actually see it. All right, let's go right a little bit, get right in the middle. All right, that looks good. And bombs away.